This is my latest underwater camera setup. So it's two cameras back to back mounted on a like a rod and with a tripod underneath. And I've got a really good quality camera on the bottom and a not so good quality camera on the top, and you'll notice that once I show you the footage from underwater. So it's attached, the line has some floats near the camera to keep the camera upright when it gets to the bottom. And I've got a reel of some really strong line. It's like diving safety line. So I needed to take a lot of line out first. See me pulling it out, and but then wind that line back upon itself so that when I throw it, it doesn't get tangled. So you'll see I was just kind of circling the line on top of itself. So then I make sure the cameras are turned on, and then it's ready to cast out there, launch it off. And you can see I got a pretty good throw on it. I got it pretty far out there to some deep water. And then I just had to make sure that the line didn't get tangled. And here it is from the camera view sinking down. So when it makes it to the bottom, there's a lot less light down there. So as the sun goes in and out, you'll notice the light fluctuations. Here's the first fish that showed up. It's a Gaspargoo. That fish is followed by what looks like a catfish, but it's hard to tell. And then a big largemouth bass. And the largemouth bass's mate. And here's a Gaspargoo, also known as a drum. There's also a third name for it, which I'll look up. But a lot of these show up. I think that was a catfish. Here comes the Gaspargoo again. You can see the sun wasn't shining in this clip. There's a couple fish that are hard to identify here. I don't know what they are. And then a couple bluegill go by. And it's a Gaspargoo again. These Gaspargoos are also mollusk eaters. They have really hard teeth that can crunch through shells. There's a couple bluegill and an unidentified fish there that came by after the bluegill. Yet another Gaspargoo. And here comes a really good-sized bass. Gaspargoo again. There's a largemouth
That looks
bass
like a
eating
catfish.
something. There's another bass. So here comes a Gaspargoo again, also known as a freshwater drum or a sheephead, and there's a fourth name, Thunder Pumper. I don't know where they get these names. And here comes a channel catfish, makes a brief appearance. So I pulled the cameras in to change the batteries and threw them back in. Only this time they didn't land as neatly on the bottom. You're going to see they kind of got caught in a branch and then spun around, and the line dropped all the way to the bottom. But it still saw fish. There were basically three fish. That was a bass, the curious bass that came in. And then it's going to be followed by this unidentifiable fish. I don't even know what it is. And finally, a carp shows his face and then turns around.